What turns a football star into a villain or a hero in the eyes of fans? In the high-stakes world of the Premier League, where passions run high and opinions run deep, some players become lightning rods for love and hate. But what's the real story behind these polarizing figures? Let's dive in and explore the most hated and most loved footballers in the Premier League. The Premier League is a global phenomenon, attracting millions of fans and generating billions in revenue. It's a stage where players become icons, their every move scrutinized by the media and fans alike. But with great fame comes great controversy. From on-field incidents to off-field scandals, Premier League stars often find themselves at the centre of heated debates and divided opinions. It's a league where heroes and villains are made, and where fan loyalties can shift in an instant. In the Premier League, certain players seem to have a knack for stirring up strong emotions. Whether it's their playing style, their personality, or their actions off the pitch, these polarizing figures have a way of splitting fan opinions right down the middle. Some are hailed as heroes, their every accomplishment celebrated by adoring supporters. Others become villains, their names synonymous with everything fans love to hate. But what is it about these players that evoke such passion and division? The Premier League has a long history of players who have divided fans' opinions. Take Luis Suarez, for example. The Uruguayan striker was undeniably talented, but his career was marred by controversial incidents, from biting opponents to being banned for racial abuse. Then there's John Terry, the Chelsea captain who led his team to numerous trophies but also faced allegations of racism and scandal off the pitch. Players like El Hadid Diouf and Joey Barton also drew mixed reactions, their confrontational styles and off-field issues overshadowing their footballing abilities. In today's 24/7 media landscape, a player's reputation can be made or broken in an instant. Social media platforms like Twitter and Instagram have become powerful tools for shaping fan perceptions, with a single post or video clip capable of going viral and changing the narrative around a player overnight. The constant scrutiny and instant feedback loop can amplify both the love and the hate, turning players into larger-than-life figures whose every move is dissected and debated. Fan opinions are often shaped by cultural and geographical biases, with players from certain countries or regions facing extra scrutiny or adoration. Club rivalries are also a big role, with players who excel for one team often becoming villains to their rivals' supporters. Think of the intense rivalry between Manchester United and Liverpool, or the historic animosity between Arsenal and Tottenham. In these contexts, even the most likeable players can become targets of hate simply because of the shirt they wear. N'Golo Kante may be universally respected, but to some, his Chelsea ties breed disdain. Heung-min Son delights neutrals yet angers rivals with every goal. A player's personality can be just as important as their footballing ability when it comes to shaping fan perceptions. Some players have a natural charm and charisma that endears them to fans, while others may come across as arrogant or aloof. Off-field behaviour also plays a big role, with players who engage in charitable work or speak out on social issues often winning admirers, while those who find themselves embroiled in controversy or scandal can quickly lose support. Few players divide opinion quite like the infamous Luis Suarez. His world-class talent and relentless desire are matched only by his history of explosive controversies. From racially abusing Patrice Evra to biting opponents on 3 separate occasions, the Uruguayan courted hate everywhere he played. And yet, his sensational scoring records and never-say-die attitude inspired cult hero status among Liverpool fans who adored his commitment to the club. To this day, he remains Premier League's ultimate love-hate figure. As the iconic captain and heart of a historically successful Chelsea side, you'd expect universal admiration for John Terry. But a series of unsavoury off-field incidents overshadowed his silverware-laden career, transforming his reputation. From being caught mocking American tourists in the aftermath of 9/11 to an alleged racist altercation with Anton Ferdinand, Terry's controversies tarnished his standing. He even had an affair with his teammate's wife. Fierce rivals revelled in vilifying the man who encapsulated the Blues' success, but at Stamford Bridge, his leadership and never-say-die spirit cemented Terry's legendary status. With a career spanning stints at Liverpool, Bolton, Sunderland and more, few players divided dressing rooms and fan bases like El Hadid Diouf. The Senegalese star's immense talent was matched by his arrogance, lack of humility and penchant for making inflammatory statements. Diouf infamously spat at a Celtic fan, leading to widespread condemnation. But his antics on the pitch were even more grating, with wild confrontations and dismissals galore. Remarkably, he retained the loyalty of some cult followers who admired him through everything. For the majority though, Diouf represented the worst of football's ego-driven spoiled brats. Few single individuals have done more to cultivate a brash and pleasant reputation than the one and only Joey Barton. While flashes of sublime skill punctuated his unremarkable career, controversy seemed to follow Barton's every move, from stamping on players to exposing his backside to Everton fans. Off the pitch, he did little to endear himself, with multiple arrests for assault and a conviction for violent behaviour. Barton's antics made him a pantomime villain to most, except his band of loyal supporters who saw him as the embodiment of old-school aggression and character. Love him or loathe him, Barton's Premier League tenure was a walking controversy that divided the nation. If any player is universally beloved across all clubs and fan bases, it has to be the exemplary N'Golo Kante. The diminutive Frenchman has won the respect and admiration of the football world through his incredible humility, professionalism, and tireless work ethic. Whether starring for Leicester City's fairy tale title winners or anchoring Chelsea's midfield, Kante lets his actions on the pitch do the talking. Off it, he shuns the spotlight and materialistic trappings of fame, driving a Mini Cooper while teammates cruise in supercars. Kante represents everything positive about the sport. A once-in-a-generation player fans of all allegiances can't help but revere. You'd be hard-pressed to find a more affable, wholesome Premier League star than Heung-min Son. The South Korean sensation's beaming smile and infectious personality have transcended bitter club rivalries to make him universally popular. Despite playing for loathed Tottenham, Son has won over fans of opposing teams through his humility, sportsmanship, and joyous celebrations. Even supporters of Arsenal, Chelsea, and West Ham can't help but be charmed by his genuine, down-to-earth demeanour off the pitch. On it, Son's tenacity, skill, and never-say-die spirit exemplify everything fans want in a player. Crucially, he backs it up with moments of sublime genius, like his stunning solo goal against Burnley that had the world gushing. In an era of self-promotion and arrogance, Son's everyman quality and unrelenting desire stand out gloriously. As a pure footballing talent, Marcus Rashford's rise from the United Academy to England international won him worldwide acclaim, despite his recent struggle for form. But it's the Manchester native's incredible charitable endeavours that have elevated him onto another plane of popularity. During the COVID pandemic, Rashford spearheaded a campaign to ensure children from underprivileged backgrounds had access to free meals, a noble feat that earned him widespread praise and even an honorary doctorate. He's continued advocating for the underprivileged, starting a book club and lobbying for improved literacy rates. For a young player of colour to use his platform so powerfully has made Rashford a hero transcending football across Britain. When Manchester City's greatest ever captain, Vincent Kompany, finally hung up his boots, he left an indelible mark as one of the Premier League's most respected figures. The Belgian enforcer was the embodiment of old-school leadership, holding his high-flying team together through sheer willpower and elite mentality. But more importantly, Kompany's impact extended far beyond the pitch. He emerged as a passionate advocate for underprivileged communities, setting up funds to provide opportunities in disadvantaged areas. Kompany's intelligence, dignity, and personable nature won over rivals, allowing fans across Manchester to appreciate his class. In an era where spoiled talents squander their fame, Kompany's poise and philanthropy exemplified the very best of the sport. In the ultra-passionate world of Premier League football, star players hold the power to make fans feel everything from profound joy and inspiration to deep anger and resentment. For travelling supporters making pilgrimages across England, cheering on their heroes brings a profound sense of community and belonging. Having icons like Kante, Rashford, and Son to idolise creates a fulfilling bond transcending club ties. Conversely, having to endure players like Suarez or Barton disgracing the sport breeds frustration and even rage. This mercurial thrill ride of emotions is all part of the rollercoaster fan experience. The constant highs, lows, euphoria, and misery derived from watching these polarizing icons is precisely what makes Premier League football so good to watch. Shifting allegiances and perceptions are par for the course with Premier League careers. Heroes can become villains and vice versa in the blink of an eye. While Luis Suarez's biting frenzies and racism conduct made him public enemy number one, his incredible success and unwavering passion morphed him into an admired anti-hero. Conversely, Raheem Sterling transformed from a symbol of loyalty as a young Liverpool prospect into a vilified mercenary for his blockbuster move to Man City. Such fluid shifts highlight football's unique power to dictate the unpredictable swings of fan opinions. The legacies of these polarizing figures echo far beyond their playing days, shaping the broader cultural fabric of the Premier League for future generations. Suarez, Terry and Barton's controversies remain seared into England's football consciousness alongside their sporting feats, for better or for worse. Revered icons like Kante or company enshrine the more positive qualities of integrity and philanthropy. These reputations gain added weight with each passing year as the narratives around these players grow, influencing how the English game itself will be remembered. Ultimately, it is this lasting impact that preserves the Premier League's global appeal. But if you thought this tale of football's heroes and villains was juicy, then you won't want to miss the video on screen now, The Dark Side of Premier League Football, an enthralling descent into controversy, scandal, and all the sordid episodes the glamorous highlights often omit.